Hello everyone, Avery here, Southern Fried Knowledge. If you've listened to my videos recently, my voice has been about gone from the neck surgery that they done where they go through your throat and replace two discs back here in the back. Don't know why they don't go through the back, said that before, but anyway, just want to have a little chat about what's going on the channel and maybe ask you guys for some comments. Tell me, let me throw some things out there and see if y'all will be interested in this. I've kind of dabbled in some of these areas before. Today I was out here. Let me show you what we're doing for a minute. We're just going to have a little talk session. We're working on this Statim autoclave. That Statim is going to be a boat anchor now. We got this one will be working. I'm waiting on one more part. So we almost got this boy right here fixed. We've also got this one over here fixed. Just got to put him back together. He's been out testing, been doing some extensive stuff on these Statims. This one is probably going to be beyond repair. But anyway, back to what we was talking about the channel. Can I turn it around? Yeah, there I am. Let's walk out here where we can get a little sunlight on the thing. I'm out here in a little bit of sunny day. Yeah, I might even go jump in that pool. It's getting a little cleaner. It needs some vacuuming out. I might go do that today. Yeah, the channel's Southern Fried Knowledge channel. That's my primary channel. Is about 5 months old now. Let's see, January, February, March, April. 4.5 months. It started on January 1st, 2025. Grand total of 20 subscribers and like 50 viewing hours. What do you need to make any little piece of slither of money? You need 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 23. And you need 4,000 viewing hours within a 1 year period. We're at 5 months. I'm at 23 subscribers and almost 51 viewing hours. I mean, I don't know. Am I that boring? People watch the videos 10 seconds and flip it. Am I that ugly? Y'all tell me. Honestly, none of this horse shit stuff. Am I creepy? I'm gonna bust my ass. This chair should have been in a trash can. That's why it's sitting out here in the yard by the shop. Any thoughts? And I don't know if y'all would know that much about this. I feel like I'm sometimes, not every video I make, but some of my videos I feel like is on par with Carpetbagger. That's a well-known name. I love his stuff. He pumps them out every day. The consistency would probably help me because I'm still trying to work and I'm not able to work, but I wanted this as a backup thing so I could ease out of work. Do I need to be more consistent? I admit, I was off the last month. I hadn't did a whole lot because I lost my voice. It's not real good right now, but it's much better than it was a few days ago. So I've got some ideas for some videos. Most of my stuff is going to be centered like vlogging, going around seeing things, like the Carpetbagger, like the Daily Woo, Adam the Woo, even Tampa J. He's a little bit smaller, but his channel's doing well. Yankee in the South. I watch Yankee in the South, Will and Don, up in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area. They go on cruises and stuff, and they've been to places. I've been to places. Now, all these places I've been to was before I started the YouTube channel. I do have pictures and videos from my trip to London and Paris, so I feel like that could be good subject matter for videos. I think I could make several videos out of that because I had a lot of pictures and videos. I've got, yeah, if I jumped over and thought about the concert pictures and stuff, that's going to have to go over to Southern Fried Music. Because if I had enough subscribers and had enough watch hours, and you got copyrighted music, like I've got one or two of those videos on this main channel, Southern Fried Knowledge, then I would get in trouble. I'd get copyright strikes, or they could even possibly, after 3 copyright strikes, or at their discretion, YouTube can just pull your channel and keep you from having any more channels. But I'm trying to, I thought, let's throw a little bit of music in there to get a little interest in it. I did a little creep video. I think I've got some driving videos with my music like I normally would listen to when I'm going to service calls around Atlanta. But getting back to some suggestions, some thoughts that I had, I want to see what y'all thought. I did a short. I just popped into the zoo a few weeks ago, just did a quick one. But I thought, you know what? I should get some yearly passes to some of the stuff around Atlanta. It'll cost me a little bit, but it could give me things that I could revisit and go to several times. We've got the zoo, Zoo Atlanta. We've got Georgia Aquarium. They say they're the largest aquarium in the U.S. It's a good aquarium, I'll say that. World of Coke. Any of those things sound like something you'll be interested in. I could get Six Flags and go to Six Flags. I can't ride a whole lot of roller coasters like I used to, and a lot of that stuff they won't let you film on anyway. But I could walk the parks, I could walk the zoo, I could walk the aquarium, even Stone Mountain has a pass. Obviously I can do traffic videos all the time, because I'm always working and driving in traffic. So I don't know that interests anybody. It's got just very small interest. I can review music. I can make a few more music videos like I did with Creep. I can't keep doing that because if the numbers did grow, I'd have to pull those off of there before I reached 1,000 subscribers. But I need something to jumpstart my channel. And I don't mean, let's see if we can turn this thing around. I don't mean climbing up on top of a building like this and diving into a 5-gallon bucket full of gasoline, set myself on fire or whatever. A viral video would do it, but I'd be dead and I wouldn't be able to post it. So y'all see my predicament. I think it's this whole algorithm thing on YouTube. Are they sending it out to people that would be interested in watching my content? I don't know. I do recommend for people, if you've got depression, I do have depression. I don't wallow in it, but it does hit me every now and then. Had a lot of stuff going on lately. So it's been bugging me a little bit. But starting a YouTube channel in 2025 is not the greatest, smartest move if you have depression, depending on how bad it is and how you can deal with it. Because you're going to feel rejected. I mean, I've invested a good bit of money. This camera I'm holding in my hand was $750. I bought a new super heavy duty laptop that was $1,400. I bought several other things to all tie in. Spent a lot of money. Ain't nowhere within 20 years of getting a dime back according to my stats. But I'd like to see it grow a little bit. I mean, I don't care if I'm ever as big as Adam the Woo or Mr. Beast. I honestly don't understand why people watch Mr. Beast. That's just silliness. But look at him. That rascal's got some money. He's raking it in. He got 4 or 5 channels, I think, now. He's not my cup of tea. But like I said, I like carpetbaggers, so I can do stuff like that. Maybe some people said stuff like, ooh, I like abandoned things. If you go somewhere that's abandoned or haunted places, if it is that interests people, y'all please leave some comments, because I'd like to hopefully try to be a little more entertaining, hopefully reach more people where it would be worth my time. I mean, yeah, it's a hobby and I like doing this, but you like to see some kind of reward. And I appreciate the crap out of the 23 people I got, even though me personally, I'm 2 of them. So the 21 of you other folks, thanks for sticking with me. I mean, my first video was a cat jumping around in the air. I guess I can do a couple more cat videos because that seemed to draw a few people in at the very beginning. I've had silly videos. I've had travel videos, picture videos where we played non-copyrighted music to the background of it. I thought some of them videos was pretty solid. I know I'm still learning how to do this, but after 5 months, you know, 100 subscribers. I feel, oh hell, I'd like to have 500 subscribers right now. My half year's almost up. I'm supposed to have 1,000. Yes, please don't forget, in case you didn't know, in about 4 weeks, something like that, June 11th. Yeah, June 11th, I'm hopping on a plane at Atlanta Airport and flying to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. We're going to stay there for about 3 days. Got an interesting little story about that. I guess I could go ahead and tell it. Hopefully I won't forget where I was going with this journey. We had reserved those 3 nights, Wednesday through Saturday morning, at a VRBO site, a apartment or whatever. It was like something, you know, you book in a house or an apartment, condo online. We had reserved that August the 24th. Last night, the guy just canceled on me. And some excuse come up like, a disaster happened. Like, would they have an earthquake in Vancouver I didn't know about? And then he comes back and says, the new laws in Vancouver, you can't rent any apartment for less than 90 days, which is, I pretty much knew it was garbage, but when I started looking for others, and I went back and read his reviews, I got a bug flying all over me. When I went back and read his reviews, everybody fusses. At least he did it nearly 4 weeks before we get there, which made it a little difficult to find something to replace that reservation that we already had safely tucked away. But some people that left reviews, most of the reviews about him now is that he cancels at no notice. Some people said they landed at the airport and was getting off the plane at the Vancouver airport and got a message saying he canceled it. Oh, I'd want to go find that rascal and just beat him to death with a toothpick. That's so deaf. Yeah. I know what he's doing. He posts something way out like a year ahead of time. And then when it gets closer to that time, like the cruise, because we're going on a cruise to Alaska, departing from Vancouver on Saturday morning. The 14th, I believe it is. Anyway, so he posts something way out there just to guarantee that he can get somebody in the room. Okay, he's got it. That for 3 nights, US dollars, it was $750 for 3 nights. That's kind of pricey. But some of them, I seen a bunch of them that's like $800-900 a night US. Seen one last night while I was looking. It was not even a fancy house. It was somebody's house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Not as fancy as the house that I live in, and I don't live in a mansion. There's a long pause here. I want y'all to think about what they're charging for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for 3 nights. Okay, let's go by the night. $7,500 a night. And then when they added all their fees on there, because every time you add the fees, it always goes up way more. For 3 nights at that house, it would have cost me $27,000 US for 3 nights. I wouldn't rent the entire damn Empire State Building for $27,000 for 3 nights. No. So, yeah. Some of these things and the motel rooms is done all booked up. So what I found was, I got way off topic, didn't I? But it's going to be a video. I do need to throw some stuff out there. My voice is sort of holding up. I've got a bunch of stuff I'd taped. I need to get some of them out. I'll try to get things coming more solid, but I do want your comments on some of the things I've mentioned, like theme parks or aquariums and zoos and Stone Mountain Park and, you know, different adventures, looking at a place like that. Anyway, back to where I was at. I did find a place last night, got it reserved, because there seemed to be a bunch of them that was real sketchy. A lot of the stuff seemed like they like to cancel on you at the last minute. So I found one, you know, 10 out of 10, great reviews, everything. It wound up costing me for 3 nights, US dollars. It was like $1,600 damn dollars. So I'm paying over $500 a night. Oh, this better be a good place. It looked really nice, but damn, I'm a cheap, poor old Southern boy. It gets $250 at a motel or any kind of resort. That's getting kind of pricey to me. Back when I was coming up, my daddy, he'd drive us all over the country. I've seen all 48 of the contiguous, if I'm saying that word right, United States so far in my life, and most of it's because Daddy drove through there. He's like, have we been to Oklahoma? I said, no, I don't think so. So we dipped through about 30 miles of Oklahoma and come back up. Yeah, went back toward Kansas or wherever we was at. That's how my daddy would see stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff doing that. But I say that point, and this was back in the 70s, the early 70s. But if it costs more than about $24, Fred, that's my daddy, we slept in the damn car. He'd drive till 1 or 2 o'clock at night. If he couldn't find something for less than $20, we stayed in a lot of those little teepees and roadside log cabins, and, you know, like they used to have back in the day. If you're not old, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Really cheap old places, but they was comfortable. And we did that for $25. But if my daddy would have known that I just paid over $500 a night, he'd disown me. Good thing for me, he's been buried for 2-3 years now. He would just walk up and slap me. So I got a little bit of my daddy in me. So that $500 a night shit really hurts. Now, cruise ain't cheap. So we're going to expand on that. Where the cruise is going to be a 1-week cruise, Inside Passage, Alaska. 3-4 stops along the way, come back to Vancouver. Then we're going to go to Seattle, because my daughter lives in Portland, Oregon. She's going to come up from there and meet us in Seattle, and we're going to see some Seattle sights. I've been to Seattle a couple years ago, just before she moved there. And we seen a few things. A lot of the things wasn't open while we was in town. But so we're going to hang out there. The whole trip's going to be about 14 days for everything. Maybe 2-3 days before the cruise, and maybe 3-4 days after the cruise, and then we fly back to Atlanta. So I hope to get a lot of good videos by then. But I certainly, and this is a month away. I would love to have at least 100 subscribers before I go. So then people say, hey, this guy's having a great adventure out there in Alaska. This is cool. Look here. Look at what he's finding in Vancouver. Look at what he's found in Seattle. I want to get them numbers up there. I mean, I'm not begging for it. If my stuff sucks, don't watch it. I don't think it sucks. I think it's a combination of, honestly, I think the Carpetbagger and Adam the Blue, they probably didn't make jack crap for 2-3 years. And they was much younger when they started. And there was a lot less people on YouTube back then. So you had more places to turn your eye to and say, hey, that looks interesting. Now, everybody and their mama wants to start a YouTube channel. And some of them's probably pretty good. So I'm just another in the billions of YouTube channels. So I'm out here in the, drowning in a sea of 10 billion people, like one grain of sand on a beach, trying to get y'all's attention. I'm not going to light myself on fire to do that. But I will stop, like on a video like this, and ask y'all, Is there something y'all would like to see? I mean, yeah, I can get up. Wait, that's all the backache and everything else. I still got prostate issues going on. Let's turn this puppy around. I can come in here and talk about to lose that voice after 20 minutes of talking, and talk about these guitars on the wall. I got guitars, so I have interesting things that might interest some people. You got to tell me. I could review some of these albums I got here. I got some stuff I could do reaction videos. There's a guitar that I made from a kit. This green one is a guitar that I made from a kit. This purple one, that wasn't my greatest project, but I made that one from a kit. That was like my second one. This blue bass over here, it looks like a Paul from the Beatles, Paul McCartney. I'm just losing my mind, ain't I? Anyway, that was my first one. I made a bass, then I made this guy, then I made the green one, and then I made that one. And you can swap because these had chrome trim, and I like that gold plated looking stuff, so I swapped out all the trims and got the decals and stuff like I wanted on them. See, it's even got little dragons on it, little dragon symbols and whatnot, right? I don't know if you can see that. I did the painting and staining. It's not great, but it's a fun little project. The last thing I made, I never did quite finish it, was this PRS combo, Paul Reed Smith. I even got some stickers to go on the headstock, but that's what I come up with. I didn't quite get the color tone that I wanted, but that's what I wound up with. You notice the birds on there, which is Paul Reed Smith stuff. I had to cut that headstock in that shape because it was square. So I think I did a pretty decent job with that right there. Cut it with a jigsaw. But you know, I could sit out here in that box over there, for instance, that holds the heaviest guitar I got. It is a copy of a Les Paul. And it's the gold top. But it's a Glenn Burton. That's the heaviest guitar I got. I swear it weighs 40 pounds. I don't know if you can see that little signature there. I got an autograph on there. That is Joe Bonamassa signed that. Let's see, we could talk about stuff like that. We could talk about some records I got. I don't know that it would be copyrighted because it's so obscure. I've got, let's turn this back around a minute. It's going to be a long video, ain't it? I've been running my mouth for somebody that can't talk. I mean, we could talk about my weird church. This is dinosaurs playing guitars. I like stuff like that. But I've got some weird albums. I do have a fair amount of albums, a lot of CDs and stuff. I've got, you know, lots of popular albums, but I've got, if anybody's ever heard of the Grease Man, that was a DJ from, he was once upon a time back in the 70s or 80s. He was a DJ at the Big Ape in Jacksonville, Florida. I think he moved on to DC or somewhere later on. But he's got a couple albums out. It's kind of like John Boy and Billy, if y'all are more familiar with them. They're a little bit more recent. They're kind of popular DJs, and Wolfman Jack, if y'all remember him. But anyway, John Boy and Billy's got several CDs out. Grease Man, far as I know, only had 2, but his stuff's pretty funny. I could probably play that and let y'all hear some jokes and him cutting up and stuff. That might be interesting. If anybody remembers the Grease Man, you might want to hear him again. Well, I got 2 of his albums. I've also got like a Marvel album from back in the day. It was a story album. This has got 4 stories of the Incredible Hulk, and it's kind of laughable, so I could do a reaction video of that. I love it when he turns into the Hulk. It sounds like a girl screaming or something, so it's just funny stuff like that. I don't think I'd get any copyright strikes. I wouldn't know till I downloaded it, then they'll tell you that this is copyrighted material. Right now you don't have enough interest to worry about it, but it could get ugly, so beware of it. So, you know, but I could put some of that stuff out there. Let's turn this thing back around. I want to come out here and see if my flowers are still blooming. I had some wildflowers blooming out here. That's back up towards the house over there. And my horrible neighbors that I mentioned in my video, they have parties all the time. But out here, oh yeah, some of my flowers are still out. Oh, the yellow ones is about died out. Can y'all see these flowers? This is like, wow. Because I do like nature now. I do. I can't never get these things to work like I want. Zoom and such as that. Anyway. Zoom out, maybe. But this is just wildflowers out here growing. Little patch that we got some butterflies over there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Those yellow ones was really kicking the other day. They're not doing so much now. Once we get out here and step on a snake, that might make a viral video if I don't die before I post it. Let's see if I can zoom in on Mr. Butterfly. It's hard to see on this little bitty screen. I've seen something flying there. There's a butterfly in there somewhere. There he is. He's a pretty one. Y'all like that kind of stuff? Nature? There's a butterfly there. There's one over here. I don't know if I'm getting him on the video. There's another butterfly. Oh, we found a little patch of butterflies out here in the pine trees and bushes and snakes and critters. Usually got rabbits popping around out here. Oh, there you go. There you go, buddy. Ooh, there's a bumblebee. That's probably a carpenter bee. Anyway, so that's my little flower patch. Makes me think of the father-daughter dance that I had with my daughter Jessica. We did the father-daughter dance to the Tom Petty song, Wildflowers, if y'all know that, if you're familiar with that. When I see wildflowers, I think of that and I think of my daughter. Anyway, that's that. There's my old greenhouse over there. His days are numbered. And that's my house over there, the back of it. Let's see, I'm going to walk over here with it pointing down in the dirt. I don't want to show you the whole back of the van. I'm not really supposed to be showing car tags and stuff like that. I don't want to go to the trouble to blur it. So let's see. This is the back of my van, my work van. There's one of my decals. Do not meddle in the affairs of dragons, for you are crunchy and taste good with ketchup. And then I've got this guy up here. A lot of people like these dragon murals. They stop me. Ooh, that one there, he's getting cooked, ain't he? That one is about to go bye-bye. Won't be long. And I got this guy on this other side glass. That is a more futuristic looking. Looks like a Fast and the Furious dragon style there. What I would like to do is I found a dragon playing a guitar one day. I was going to put him over here on this side. That's a nice little canvas, but I don't have the money to do that anymore. Perhaps if we got this channel going a little better, I don't know. And then I got this decal up there on the top. And I got this little guy that, like me, he gets frustrated in traffic. A flaming skeleton smashing his guitar on the amp because traffic is holding him up and we're sitting still on an interstate. But that right there, I took a picture of a Rossington and Collins album. That was a Rossington Collins album, and then I cut the rest of the album out of it and had them make me a sticker of that. That's Anytime, Anyplace, Anywhere, Rossington Collins' first album. And if you don't know who Rossington Collins is, after the plane crash of October 20th, 1977, when my world was ripped into pretty much because I was a big Leonard Skinner fan, Rossington Collins is what come along after the plane crash, the survivors, Gary Rustin, Alan Collins, and some of the surviving members. And then they eventually got back together. I'm in the dark again, ain't I? Eventually got back together as Lynyrd Skynyrd with Johnny Van Zandt on the vocals. I might have mentioned it before. I was in the hospital one time with him in 1976. He was getting his tonsils took out, and I was in there getting my head examined to see why I had headaches all the way through high school. But anyway, we've run this one up to 30 minutes, y'all. Or I have. Let's come back in here. I think we need to wind this one down. Ooh, it's dark in here. This thing ain't picking up on nothing, is it? I got another little Temu purchase I had. A little neon rock and roll. Got him on Temu too. A dragon duck. Well, I do like dragons, and that's a dragon duck. That's my Howard the Duck. And that's my Incredible Hulk. He looks a little more fluffy than he does badass, but oh well. But anyway, there's my Lynyrd Skynyrd poster, burn onto a piece of wood. Yep. So, turn it back around again one more time. There's the thing that's on the front of my van. Anytime, any place, anywhere. I don't know if you can read that on there. But yeah, that was the Rustin Collins album. I got a little bit more of it on there than I do on the van. It's got a little bit more of the square shape. Just below that, it would have said Rustin Collins down toward the bottom, but I cut that part out. I cut the top parts out. Anyway, we're going to call this one, and I would certainly greatly appreciate your input. I hope everybody don't tell me that I suck and I just need to give it up and quit. But what's some things that y'all like? You know, and I'm not going to go to a bunch of country music festivals, but it has to be stuff that I want to do. But if there's something I want to do that y'all like, that's pretty cool. Oh, here's the carpetbagger. Here, I got a couple of pictures of him in here. There's the carpetbagger on a postcard. There's the carpetbagger. If y'all hadn't watched the carpetbagger, there's a carpetbagger sticker. If y'all haven't watched him, I believe y'all enjoy him. Sometimes he's funny, sometimes he's informative. He loves museums and hidden attractions and haunted stuff, and he's got it going on. But for now, I guess we're going to end this video, and hopefully I'll post this and some other videos that I have. I'm thinking seriously about buying, you know, a zoo pass, so it's good for a year. Stone Mountain, the aquarium, Georgia Aquarium, and maybe even Six Flags. That give me a bunch of places to get material. But now if I'm spending all that and nobody's wanting to see any of that, I don't know. I might try one or two of them to start with. But if any of that stuff or something else, you know, like a lot of people seem to like going in abandoned shopping malls and stuff like that. I don't want to get in trouble with the law, and I don't want to get knocked in the head with a stick or chased by drug dealers or something like that. But I'll try to do more entertaining stuff. Y'all tell me what have I done so far that's working. What would you like to see, and where can I make improvements at? And we're going to call this video done with as I look into the sun, directly into the sun. I hope my voice continues to come back and I can start putting a few more of these out. I'm kind of in panic mode because it's less than a month away before we take off on our 2-week vacation, and I need some funds for when I get back. I've sort of got a trip planned, a couple of possible trips myself about a week after I get back for 3 or 4 days, because my wife is taking off to Dominican Republic with her daughter. They're going to be gone about a week or a little more, I don't know. So I figured I might go, I don't know, to the mountains or something for 3 or 4 days, or I could use some of those passes I talked about. I might be having to work, but if I could sell some of this dental equipment I got that's ready to go now. I mean, look, I got chairs sitting. Turn around. I am not zoomed out. Let's see how we zoom. There we go. I got dental chairs and units and lights. I've got autoclaves for sale. I think I've got that one's for sale. That's my loaner that I have to take the doctor's one and got one down and we're working on it. This one's ready to go. I got 2 over there in my birdhouse. There's a whole story on why that's called the birdhouse, but there's 2 out there. And then there's one, this is a cheaper one here, that we could sell. Plus, once I put these 2 back together, I got that. And I've got this one over here, which is slightly bigger. These need some paint, and a little bit of TLC, and they'll be ready to go. But, like I said, boy, this is turning into a long one, but I ain't posting nothing. If you don't watch but 30 seconds of it anyway, it don't really matter. But, I'm trying. Please like and subscribe if you hadn't already. If you like it. If you don't like it, well, I'm not for you. You're looking for, I don't know, something else, I guess. I'm my own person. I have my own ideas about things. I think them kind of interesting. I might be an old bird, kind of set my ways. You don't see very many 65-year-old rookies on YouTube. Maybe I waited 10 years too late to try this. But I'm going to keep trying for now at least. God, I hope we can get over 23. I'd love to see 100. That's being very optimistic, isn't it? It took me almost 5 months to get 23. In 3 weeks, I want 75 more, 77 more. Huh. What have I been smoking? I don't know. But you never know what video's going to attract somebody's attention. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll be happy to hear your comments. I don't get a lot of comments. I do get some. Don't get a lot of likes. I'm trying. I guess when you're watching videos, you don't think about it. I don't always like ever carpetbagger, not physically like it. I might like it, and I watch it, and I go somewhere else and watch something else. So I guess that might be why I'm not getting so many likes and comments. Not everybody always comments. But I sure need to pick that subscription rate up. It needs to get snowballing and going. I need to make that YouTube algorithm happy. So far, he not been happy with me. And I not been happy with him either. I don't know what kind of accent that was. My voice is going out. I have any. Today's video is sponsored by V8 Energy. But this one's empty. So, I think we're going to wrap up today's shenanigans. Go in the house. I'm going to try to post some of these videos. I can post this one. And I would, seriously, I'd love some feedback on this. If y'all watched it all the way through, which this is a pretty long video for me. And I usually get a 30-second watch and then I drop. So, y'all let me know what you think. That's all for now. Southern Fried Knowledge. Southern Fried Music is my secondary channel, but Southern Fried Knowledge really needs to grow. It needs to grow fast. Bye-bye.